Okay folks, we are now taking off the fencing hardware from the rotted post. It was a locust post and it's probably been up here for 20 or 30 years and it's rotted through. So the gate fell off, hit me in the knees, wasn't happy about it. So we are taking it out of there. You could leave it on there. I doubt we'll pull the fencing staples, they're pretty cheap, but the fencing hardware, you don't want to spend an extra $5 to $10 a piece for those. You go ahead and retrieve the old ones. Getting them out's a whole lot easier than putting them in when you're dealing with a solid post. We can cut our own posts in this property, which is great, but still work cutting them out and getting them in a hole. Oh, we got some fence that needs restretched here too. Yeah. All need to be tightened up since that was a corner post that came out. You always want wood on your corner post and not the T-post. We'll move back here a little bit. The guys will have to dig out the hole a little bit that's there to make room for the new post. Hop out of the shot there, Joey. Adam, did you bring that other post hole digger too, the 2-man?
Yeah, but it's not going to do no good in this spot.
Okay. Well, before you get done, let's just show how it works, because that was pretty neat and takes down the workload. If you're working on a large survival homestead or in a survival situation, you're going to be doing a lot of manual labor anyway. Anytime you can get the job done less strenuously, it's a good idea. Why is that T-post set so close to the corner post? It shouldn't have been like that. I know you didn't do it. It's been there forever. I'm just not understanding the logic. Am I missing something? No?
Yeah, I'd have put that T-post back about 2 foot.
Yeah, it's not a good spot for the T-post. Well, we can just take a piece of fencing around it and do what's called a buddy post. Maybe they chinched on it, the former owners here, and use a T-post for a corner post, which is not going to hold a gate. It's not going to keep your fencing nice and stiff as you would like it and taut anyway. Move the camera a bit again. Now Adam's sitting the locust post back down in. You can get the perfect ground. It's not that hard of a job digging the hole. It still takes time. Now today we're just enlarging the hole. Last time I helped set a corner post, it was down by the creek for the gate near the front entrance. And we were so close to the creek, about 15 dips in with the post hole diggers, we hit water, so we were digging in mud. That made the job a lot harder. It was 100 and some degrees outside. Now you can set your corner posts in concrete, and that's not a bad idea, but if you set them down when you're setting a post, could you put those post hole diggers over there next to it? When you're digging a hole, you want your hole always to be as deep as the metal on your post hole diggers. That way you know you have it deep enough to support your post. Singing concrete is not a bad idea at all, but if you dig it down hard enough and have nice solid ground, you don't have to do the concrete route. If you're setting some extra posts and gates quickly in a survival situation, you're probably not going to have time for the concrete to set. Adam's putting some wire onto the barbed wire to pull it around and pull it a bit more taut, kind of rigging it up here. Work with what materials you have on hand and the quickest, most sturdy way you can do something without having to completely redo it. And this was going to be for a property sitting up next to the road in a suburban area. You want to look pretty. You would not want to be doing this. We're not doing this for looks. We want a nice sturdy gate so we can block off this end of the property from ATVs or horses, cattle, anything like that. Thankfully, with this post, the guys got lucky. There's already one attachment to it, but it's way too high. That would be like being used for a monster gate. But the one down lower might work. I don't know why there would have been one that high up. Oh, Adam, if you were to unwind that, can you give that a twist and set it? No, never mind. If you set that back in, it'd be too low to the ground. By the time you got it set down, the hole, I was thinking if you took the pole out and you flipped it, you wouldn't have to do 2 of them, but it'd be way too low to the ground to hold the post. Yeah, I'm not sure what the point of that was. It had been too low one way, too high the other. We find a lot of mysteries like that the longer we live here, wondering why certain things were done certain ways. Not finding much logic behind them, kind of like the leach bed issue we're having right now. Okay, see, do you see the loose wire down there too? Once you get that set good with the gate on it, just go and adjust the weight and pull it inward a little bit. We'll pull that fencing down, staple it to this new corner post. Got to fill that in with dirt to sturdy it up. It's a handy dandy little tiny shovel. Bobby got that at an auction, so he didn't know what use we'd ever have for the little shovel. But it's coming in handy right now. Figured the grandkids would like it. Adam's making good use of it too. You want to pack it down in hard and tight, going around it the whole time. Don't start on one side and pound it in and work your way around. You want it to be even. The pole needs to set straight in center. Tamp it with your feet, tamp it with the shovel, tamp it with a sledgehammer if you wanted to.
If we had one.
Yeah, should have brought a sledgehammer up from the garage. Now you want to test this, you can pour a bucket of water on it, make sure it goes down in and hardens up the ground and the post doesn't give. But right now the ground's so hard, Adam's packing it in good. There's a little bit of give. You need to tamp it down a bit more on the outside. And it'll take it a little while to settle too. And might need to make some adjustments once the gate is hung. Until the gate's up, you're not quite positive how straight it is or how sturdy it is in. Once that settles, we'll get the gate on. If it leans too much in with the gate on there, we'll go ahead and we'll add some more dirt on the inside, shore it up some more. Yeah, it'd been nice to have made use of that hardware instead of taking the time and the energy to take it out and put another one in. But it's in a weird spot. I have no idea what on earth that would have been used for the way it is. Unless that was used for a gate that fell over, because they surely wouldn't have been able to sink it in the ground very far. If that was the bottom end. Yep, we still have some wobble. Just keep making adjustments as you go. That's how you send a quarter post. You've already seen us hang a gate. Just want to show you how to send a quarter post. And we're going to stretch the barbed wire on the end of it, attach it back up here, tighten that all up. It might be a day or two to get that to fully settle, and adding some more dirt to it to level it out or shore it up. This takes time to test it. Once it gets in there nice and solid, you can push and pull on it. There's a gate post that holds a gate that we only use part-time of the year, and it was set the same way. And you can tug and push on it. It is not coming out. Even if you put a chain and a tractor on it, you might end up snapping it in half. But it stayed in nice and solid without the use of concrete.